This is my first video, so I don't know what to do. But technically it's not. I used to make videos on this channel like 4 years ago, but no one saw them, so it doesn't count. So this is a brand new channel. Blue Simmer, I think is the name. I'm not changing it. I can't be bothered to think of something else. This is my first video, right? Let me talk about the video quick. Okay, this is a tiny apartment. I called this file Tiny Cozy Apartment. So that's what I was going for. So I got the like really thin, as you can see right here, I got the thin apartment in the narrow apartment, the narrowest apartment that I think that there is in The Sims or whatever. And then I cut off the 2 bedrooms to make it even smaller. So it's tiny. And I decided to like use as much of the space as I could. Like I'm about to put in a double bed here somewhere. Maybe not yet. But yeah, here, right? Okay, anyway. So I just thought I should do a double bed because then it makes it smaller. It makes the space cozier, but also I have to keep that stupid person outline on the floor because it's like a crime scene, whatever. So it makes more sense for there to be a rug covering it if there's a double bed, if you know what I mean. And the double bed kind of covers it anyway. So this is a speed build, I guess. But like, here's the thing: most people who do speed builds are good at building in The Sims, and I'm not. But this whole thing, okay, I don't know. This doing like these builds and stuff isn't like. This is me trying to build in The Sims. This is not me show. This is not a tutorial or anything like that. Obviously, it's I'm just trying my best because I'm not very good at building in The Sims. I never have been. I've got better because I used to be really, really bad at like everyone used to be really bad at building in The Sims. Like you make a rectangle and you put loads of windows on it and you use like only the like monochrome stuff. That's how I used to be, and I've not, as you will soon see, I've not progressed far from there. But um, yeah, this is just me trying to improve at building. This is kind of making the apartment is just kind of like furnishing it. So this is kind of cheating. I'm still really bad at like roofs. I haven't got the hang of roofs. Oh, by the way, this whole thing, the whole apartment looks really horrible until I change the wall color, and I only decide that I'm going to let myself change the wall color like towards the end, but I promise it kind of brings it all together a little bit, I think. Or you might hate it because it's quite a drastic change, but I was thinking like I was trying to be realistic. Would they be allowed to change the walls? And I decided if they're going to like take out the kitchen and put a new kitchen counter and stuff in, they can change the walls. Like they've probably bought the apartment if they're gonna be taking out the counters and stuff and like putting in a new toilet. Like they can change the walls, but I didn't change the floor because that's a bit more complicated, isn't it? It's kind of like it's a whole building. Like you can just paint the walls, but you can't really like rip up the floor. So I didn't change the floor. And I didn't change any of the windows in the apartment that I kept. I got rid of the windows in the other in the bit that I cut off, but that doesn't matter because that's just counting as another lot in my head now. It doesn't actually count as another lot, but whatever. Also another challenge that I gave myself was that people were talking on the internet a lot now about like the big light in a room and how it's better in a room if you don't turn on the big light and it's like cozier. So I decided not to do any because I always use pretty much exclusively the lights that hang from the ceiling that you find in the dining room bit. I go into the dining room and I get the lights that hang from the ceiling and I just dot those around. But I feel like it's kind of, I need to move on from that. And if I'm going to do a cozy apartment, I guess that's the time to start. But then it kind of ends up, I just had to dot loads of lamps on the walls because you can't put floor lamps or table lamps in a place with like only really small amount of tiles because you don't have space to put them. So it just looks kind of ugly because I've just put loads of this rug was horrible and I kept it for a while, but I changed it, don't worry. And I couldn't work out how to put a dining table in. I wanted to put a lamp or something. It ends up being kind of grim in this corner because it's kind of empty. Because it's just that. Like, there's nothing else I can really put there because the pillar is in the way. I think I could have got rid of that, but I didn't want to because realistically, you're not going to carve a pillar out of the wall, are you? So I left it. And I had to put in a different. I guess I could have used the same lamp on the wall, but I chose a different one, whatever. And I was gonna put some shelves up. Oh, this was another thing that I was thinking about, whether or not to use custom content. I already have the shelves above the computer in the other room are custom content, so I did, but I tried to keep it to a minimum. And I think in the future, when I do builds like this, there'll be somewhere I'll use as much of it as I want, and there'll be somewhere I try to use none. But I just really think those shelves that I used are so useful. They're so like basic. I hate how I feel like everything there's not enough good basics for building in The Sims, like shelf wise especially. But I mean, there kind of is, but I don't really like the EA ones, so that's kind of my fault. Oh, and I like these planter things that I did here. Oh, and I went into live mode. I don't know who this lady is. I just stole her from the not in world on manage worlds. This is where I changed the wall color. I prefer it like this. I like how it's darker. It makes it look cozier. I keep using the word cozy. I don't even know, but I think it looks nicer like that. But some people might hate it. This is kind of getting a little bit laggy. Oh, and I put the clothes. I put a little clothes hanger here because realistically, that's what you're kind of missing. There's no storage. She would need somewhere to hang up her clothes. So I guess that's kind of like it's kind of a wardrobe. That's her wardrobe because there's nowhere else where she's keeping her clothes. I guess she's keeping them under the bed, but that's where she puts her jackets and stuff. I'm trying to be practical. And I covered the floor with a lot of rugs as much as possible because I wasn't changing the floor, and the floor's kind of doesn't look very comfortable. None of it looks very comfortable. So I put a couple of rugs, sorry, in all sorts of different places. And this wall was really annoying because there's all these pipes and stuff, and you can't move them because it's part of the needs TLC apartment challenge or whatever. So you have to keep them, and that was really annoying because that takes up. I couldn't even put a fridge there in that place where the stove is. You can't really see the stove right now, but in the place where the stove is, I couldn't put a fridge there. Oh, and I put that's custom content, those bowls. But I don't know if you saw because it's sped up. It's kind of laggy, but I don't know if you saw, but they stack, and I think that's so cool. It's just, I mean, that's what they do in real life, but you don't normally have that in The Sims. That you can get like one bowl and then just get another one out and just put it on top, and I think that's great. Obviously, it's not usable. It's not your Sims can't use them, but I'm not playing this thing, so it don't matter. I had to fiddle around with how to fit everything in the bathroom. I mean, I like use 3x2 bathrooms all the time. Like I know how to, but I haven't played The Sims in a while. I've been away and I haven't played The Sims in a while, and I came back and I've suddenly decided to make a YouTube channel. I don't know, but I'm pretending this isn't my first video, and I'm just trying to talk about the house instead of talking about how this is my first video. What was I gonna say about um? Oh, I put some wine bottles as well. I don't know if that makes it look strange. I put two. I don't know if that looks a bit much. Also, these things, they're from Cottage Living, so I think they're food. And I put them in the bathroom. But let's just pretend they are not food, because that would be weird. But I only just bought Cottage Living before I went away, and I hardly used it because I can't. It's too much. So, oh, this is the end. This is the end nearly. But so I haven't used Cottage Living, so I don't know what they are. I mean, they're nothing because they're just like clutter, but like I don't know what they're meant to be. I didn't read it. I need to do I should do a video about Cottage Living. Cottage Living. I know it came out a long time ago. Oh wow. Okay, this is the tour. I like it. It's not. It's not groundbreaking. This is not the kind of house you'd find on Pinterest, maybe. I mean, I guess that room, not this room, but that room, maybe. But I like it because I think it's realistic and I think I would live here. I would like to live here. Maybe I would put a few more things in the kitchen, but that's things that you can do in real life that you can't do in The Sims. Like, there's not that much that you can do with that space in The Sims. I guess I could have put more on the walls. But like it was actually quite restrictive in terms of what you could put on the walls there because of the pillar and because of the stuff. And I showed you what it would be, the view from the shower, and then it all started to go a little bit weird and I just gave up on the tour. But that was pretty much done. Anyway, okay, bye. This is the end. Bye.